Alright, welcome back guys to another anime review. I'm Jamal. I'm joined here with my great co-host Roy.
Great co-host.
Now, what we're talking about today is not technically an anime, but depending on who you are and what era you grew up in, we all know Adult Swim, we know Toonami, and if you watch those shows, you had a great childhood. Show-wise. So, I don't know if you saw it. If anybody knows Genndy Tartakovsky, he is the creative director and designer of great shows like Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack, Primal, and he has a new show coming out after 20 years. 20 years of production. It's finally out, and I watched the pilot episode the other day. He had I don't even know if it's still going on today, but the live stream at the time when I caught it.
It was supposed to be like 2 days, I believe.
Yeah, at the time when I caught it, the live stream was running for 2 days straight on YouTube, where it was just looping, not all episodes, but maybe 2 episodes of each show, 2 or 3. It was running Dexter's Laboratory, showed some Samurai Jack, it showed some of Primal, which I actually never saw any of Primal in its original run. So it's my first time seeing it. Don't know how I missed such a wicked banger of a show.
Wait, you saw season 5 of Samurai Jack?
You mean the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't see Primal?
Bro, that's what I don't understand, bro. I saw the end of Samurai Jack, and even in the live stream, because it only showed like 3 episodes, I was just looping. It showed up to the episode, and I don't know if it did it in any specific order, or if it just do 3 random episodes, but the 3rd episode it showed was the one where the daughters of Aku were chasing him for the first time. And I was like, bro, I need to rewatch all of this. So the whole point of the show, the live stream, was to introduce the first episode of his new show called Unicorn Warrior Eternal. And at first I was like, weird name.
Okay.
And I also thought, so right off the bat. Huh?
Eternal.
Yeah, Unicorn Warrior Eternal. And I'm going to get into why it's called that, because it made sense after a while. Because immediately what I thought, when I thought about him as a creator of shows like Dexter's Laboratory, I was thinking, how would a person who made shows like that translate in now 2023? Funnily enough, it's like, as I'm rewatching Samurai Jack and for the first time Primal, I realized that a lot of what they did artistically was silence. A lot of Samurai Jack was quiet.
Oh yeah.
And just, screen for it. Very different from Dexter's Laboratory. And Primal, because it's set in a prehistoric Cretaceous period, no one talks. Everything is grunts, and like the dinosaur that's with him, the T-Rex, he kind of grunts to it and it grunts back, or roars. So everything is just about the environment and how things interact.
So no dialogue.
Bro, it was insane, and it's just like so out there, because there's stuff like dryads and witches who are also doing shit. And there was an episode where this ape society kidnapped the dinosaur because it does this kind of like a battleground arena, and it was fucking up the dinosaur. Like they kept capturing the dinosaur to be like a battle for the ape, the strongest ape. And the man come out of it after him watching dinosaur get fucked up and just bust out the vines and beat the shit out of the ape. Great storyboard director. There's some interviews in the middle of the live stream explaining like his process of how he was building the story, building the show, and the challenges he had. Because like one of the issues, what's the name of that robotic show?
Sym-Bionic Titan.
Sym-Bionic Titan. He did Sym-Bionic Titan as well, and apparently he had a little bit of a pushback because apparently the female lead of that show was the main character, and back in the day, which is like 2010, 2005s, people had an issue with a lead female, because they were saying that it's hard for one, relatability, because boys were mostly the audience
for that
type of thing. And of course, when you think about a strong lead role, you think of a man, Superman, Batman, those things. So he said that he thinks that's what played an integral role with it taking so long for this show to really come out. What he said was that when he did pitch it, the character in it, there are 3 main heroes. I want to say a wizard or a mystic, something, think Doctor Strange-esque, or think Dr. Manhattan, all-knowing, knowledge, power, the universe in his eyes, cosmos. An elf who is like a warrior, and a Scarlet Witch kind of girl, right? Have that power. So she's supposed to be the main character as a female. Now, if I was to describe it, because you haven't seen it, have you? You haven't seen any of the artwork or anything?
Not for the unicorn.
All right. If I was to describe it, follow me. It was if Betty Boop animation, like old school Disney Mickey Mouse Betty Boop animation, met Gravity Falls and met like early day Avengers.
Nope.
Or X-Men or Justice League. There we go. So the premise of the story is that there are these three warriors. Merlin, as in Wizard Merlin, gave them a robot. I cannot put together how any of this makes sense. They're fighting this eternal dragon, green dragon evil that keeps reincarnating through time. Therefore, they must be continuously reincarnated through time. Now, how this is set into motion is that Merlin brought them a steampunk robot, and this kind of fat steampunk robot, very roundish, spherical shape. How this steampunk robot works is it's not living, so therefore it will go dormant, wake back up, find the. It didn't explain if they're ancestors or just people who share the soul, or like and it injects the soul back into them. So its body is the housing for the three warriors' souls. So it goes throughout time, waking up to finding back the heroes' bodies and projecting it back in, for them to then come and fight this evil who keeps reincarnating.
Okay.
This is where it's just like, okay, that was a lot.
It wasn't a lot. It felt unnecessary.
It did. No, here's the thing. One, Merlin was a part of this.
Which is why it felt unnecessary.
Two,
steampunk.
He had a steampunk robot, and it didn't explain to you where it came from. But then again, it's a cartoon. It's not like anime levels of logic.
Right, but continue.
Three, the reason why it's called Unicorn is because when Merlin came out to the portal, when the first incarnation of the female character almost died, she almost died because fighting the dragon. They were like, "Oh, Merlin, you're playing with her life." I don't know how they were blaming Merlin, to be honest with you. I didn't get it.
You have succeeded, as I knew you would.
You cold-hearted fool! It almost cost Melinda her life.
But it did not.
And they were like, "Oh, don't worry, but she didn't die."
I was like, I don't know who believed it,
right? And he turned around, he saw a unicorn on the hill and said, "We have the blessing of the unicorn."
We have the blessing of the magic realm.
And I was like, is that why it's called Unicorn Warrior Eternal? And clearly the Eternal is the fact that they keep reincarnating. Art style is out there, wacky, just so cartoony, in the sense that I almost thought it shouldn't fit in 2023. Yeah, would you imagine seeing Tugboat Mickey in 2023 as a new cartoon? That's how the animation is wacky and kind of bouncy, kind of animation like.
Zeal?
Yeah, because the main character girl looks like Betty Boop to me. The way Betty Boop's lips are drawn, full face, same thing. So basically how it starts off, the pilot starts off is with the girl. That girl, I can't remember if her name was Elizabeth or something like that. She's getting married. She has blonde hair. She's a part of a rich family. She's off getting married. And the robot, some other robots from the evil dragon thing, I guess, in this world has these robots coming to find the steampunk robot to kill him before
he gets killed. Yeah,
he frigs them all up, then goes on his mission to find the reincarnated souls. Busses in on her wedding and just opens up and shoots the soul into her. Boom, hair turned black, she gets all this power. The only thing that I'm seeing though is for some reason in this incarnation of her, it's like a mental struggle where she
the
still
person
has
who she was and person
who she is to be is still like messed up. So it's not cohesive. And then from what it looks like, from the first episode, they're going on a mission to find the other two so she can get more answers. And from what I see, they always pretty much look the same no matter what when they get incarnated. The girl always looks the same because she gets covered in full black like symbiote Spider-Man X with her face. So it's always just black power, black suit, black power. The monk guy is always a black youth, but in this new incarnation, he's a boy, a young black boy.
Nice.
The elf hero, no matter whose body he goes into, they turn blue with elf ears. He like his spirit embodies and changes their body, which I don't understand. I thought he was going to do it for everybody right across the board.
But it's
Didn't,
just him. Cool.
which was weird. It seems I have high hopes for it. It's very new. It could go left, but from the first episode, I have high hopes and expectations of it. But like you know that Cartoon Network is no longer a thing, though, right?
Because Warner is.
Yeah, because Warner.
Yeah.
So what I'm wondering, I just realized that Adult Swim, well, I mean, I didn't just realize, I apparently was subscribed to this entire time. Adult Swim has a YouTube page, and they have very few shows on it. Like, it looks like they have all pilot episodes of shows, and like some
And then
shows.
some streaming stuff.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if the shows are going to be on on Adult Swim's YouTube channel, and they're going to get revenue via views, or if they're going to take like the option of doing YouTube Red, where you have to pay for stuff.
Disappointed!
No, I mean, I hope to God it's not that, but at the same time, because they're coming from, I don't know, because if you're coming from TV, like Cartoon Network, you get views would be how you got paid before. So I hope they keep that model.
You got paid through advertising.
Okay, but then YouTube has advertising. So I'm hoping they keep the show free in that sense for viewers and just work off AdSense. But if not, well, you know, we'll find our way around. But I look forward to it. I look forward to watching it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. The first episode is available on YouTube. And the first episode shot, it's like
18 minutes.
I want to say it didn't feel like a 30-minute or a 24-minute episode. It felt like
18 or 12.
Yeah, it felt like super short, but not enough to give you. It barely wet your lips. It barely wet your lips, but it was nice. So if you like his work, if you like
Hannibal.
Yeah. If you like Genndy's work, if you like Dexter's Laboratory, if you like Samurai Jack, if you like Sym-Bionic Titan, if you've seen Primal, because I don't know how I missed it, and you like it, definitely check the show out.
Genndy even worked on Rick and Morty. Like,
yeah,
he's spread his.
Yeah, he worked on Rick and Morty. So he didn't create, but he worked on Rick and Morty. He worked on Castlevania.
Yeah.
He worked on Vox.
Vox Machina. Yeah, so he worked on there as well. That's surprising.
Right. So I mean, if you like the show, if you like the work, he put 20 years into this. I said check it out. What's there to lose? I think if you check now Adult Swim's YouTube page, you might still see the live stream because all it's doing is just replaying the episodes over and over, or it might have been dropped as an actual video by now. So check that out if you're just looking for nostalgia and enjoy. So this was a fun one.
It was also a short one.
It was a short one, right? But thanks for joining us again, and we'll see you next time.